Amazon's Jeff Bezos is to stand down as chief executive today. He founded the company in 1994 as an online bookstore and transformed it into a global e-commerce giant that employs now some 1.3 million people and has a hand in everything from package delivery to streaming video to cloud computing. Andy Jassy replaces Bezos today. He's been with the company for 23 years and he runs its most lucrative business, Amazon Web Services. So what's next for Jeff Bezos? James Clayton takes a look.
When Jeff Bezos started his online bookstore, he told his parents it had a 70% chance of failure. Amazon, though, succeeded beyond his wildest dreams. Bezos describes himself as being obsessed with customer satisfaction, and that drive has helped to turn Amazon into a colossus. Bezos' management style is esoteric. People who work closely with him say that he likes people to challenge him. Just listen to this from a former colleague of his.
I would bang on a desk.
Really?
And I would. If I'm passionate about things, I would bang on a desk.
Would he do that?
He would. And but it's not because, I'm banging on a desk to yell at Jeff, or he's banging the desk to yell at me as Nadia. We're trying to figure out what's the best solution for the problem we have.
Bezos likes engineering, how things work, and critics say that he takes that mechanical view into how he structures his workforce. People lower down the pecking order at Amazon sometimes complain of feeling like a cog in a machine. The new boss, Andy Jassy, earned his stripes setting up the hugely successful Amazon Web Services. He'll now be charged with making Amazon even bigger. Expect Amazon to get into other areas like healthcare. But he'll also have to fend off negative headlines. There are always criticisms circling around Amazon over how much tax they pay, including how much tax Jeff Bezos pays and how they treat their workers. And there are antitrust investigations swirling around Amazon that he'll have to fend off. Jeff Bezos has always been fascinated in space travel.
It's a thing I've wanted to do all my life. It's an adventure. It's a big deal for me. You see the Earth from space, it changes you. It changes your relationship with this planet, with humanity.
Later this month, he aims to fly into space on the first crewed flight made by his company Blue Origin. Jeff Bezos isn't leaving Amazon, he'll still be executive chair of the board. But this is a huge moment for Amazon and too for the world's richest man.
James Clayton there. Well, let's talk this through with Natalie Berg, retail analyst and founder of NBK Retail. Natalie, good morning to you. Now, Natalie, you co-authored a book that looks at Amazon, what it will do next, how it will continue to revolutionise retail. So let's talk about this new man in charge. What do you make of Andy Jassy and what his agenda might be?
Well, I think we have to call out that this really is a momentous day for Amazon. After more than a quarter of a century with its founder CEO, Jeff Bezos, at the helm, we're finally seeing for the first time a changing of the guard. And I don't see things changing materially for Amazon under Jassy. He's a safe pair of hands. He's been Bezos' right-hand man for a long time. And he's proven himself by moving Amazon into cloud computing, which has been a phenomenal success for the company. He's turned it into a $40 billion business. And Amazon Web Services is now the cash cow of the business. It's allowed them to reinvest in its core in their core retail offering. And so I don't see things changing in a major way under Jassy. I think his most pressing challenge will be convincing lawmakers that Amazon is good for the economy and democracy as a whole, because there is the growing threat of regulatory action to curtail Amazon's dominance. And the second thing for Jassy will be ensuring that Amazon doesn't go from disruptor to disrupted, because Amazon is a big business now. 10 years ago, they employed about 30,000 people. Now they employ 1.3 million people. So his challenge will be maintaining that startup mentality, that ability to innovate at scale, and continue to allow them to, enhance the customer experience, continue investing, continue that to have that hunger for disruption that has allowed Amazon to become the massive success that it is today.
Natalie, when it comes to the regulatory issues and it convincing, the authorities it's not too big, would one way forward be to say, OK, we'll hive off Amazon Web Services, for example, that will be a separate company? I mean, would that be a way forward?
We could very well see that. The net is closing in on big tech and Amazon in particular. And, they are a huge company now. They are ubiquitous. Every aspect of their business, from cloud computing to digital content to their core retail offering, has been accelerated by the pandemic. And they've woven themselves into the fabric of our everyday lives.
And just briefly, Natalie, sorry, just to interrupt you.
Yes.
Just very, very briefly, when it comes to sustainability and the way that they, treat workers globally, that's so critical for this company now, isn't it, going forward?
It will be. It will be one of the major issues, along with the continued threat of regulatory action, as well as, there are calls to unionize the business in the US as well. And of course, this isn't just limited to the US, but increasingly Amazon will face these issues globally.
Natalie, good to talk to you. Thanks for being on the programme. You are with BBC News. Still to come.